So, welcome to a new kind of video. Today I do an unboxing of something I waited quite a time for. Everybody who knows me and spent some time with me practicing martial arts knows that I have a specific fetish, or let's say a specific part of equipment is very important to me, and these are shoes. So especially training shoes. The problem I had with training shoes in the past were always the same. Mostly we practice with the traditional Chinese martial arts shoes. I mean, they are not traditional Chinese martial arts shoes. They were just used by people who practice traditional martial arts, and these were this kind of Feiyue shoes, and they are nice and they will have their place to be. But, and a very big but, when you practice mostly outside and on different terrain, and you have to practice in the same shoes, you walk till the bus station and get off the bus and go to the training ground and so on. So you need a strong shoe. That means like you need a shoe with a good grip on one side and also with a very good durability. The problem is, even most high-priced shoes have a good grip, they have a good cushion, they have a very good upper material. So the requirements for a Chinese martial arts shoe or a martial arts shoe are, I say, pretty high. So first of all, you have a lot of pressure on the shoes. You move that shoe very, very unconventional for, let's say, for a shoe designer. And you have a lot, and therefore you create a lot of breaking points. One is the upper material. So of course you can use a leather shoe and so on, but in the end, with a leather shoe doing martial arts for a long time, it can become a little bit stinky. Then you can choose running shoes. So running shoes have a great grip, they have a great cushion, or let's say a too good cushion, and therefore they mostly have a high drop. That means the heel is higher than the toe. So in itself, it's not a big problem. The problem comes with how high is the heel. So I say between 8 and 4 millimeters is okay. 0 is perfect. The problem then you have with shoes which have a zero drop is that they are mostly too thin in their sole. So in their ground sole. Why? Because they are mostly barefoot shoes. So in the past, there was like a different category of shoes. They're called like natural running shoes and so on. And they had this kind of, it's called windlass effect. That means like the shoe allows you to press out over your big toe, and therefore you create like the tension over your arch and Achilles and your ankle and so on. So this is practically the barefoot running effect. So then, as it is, so the market becomes bigger for that, customers become more stupid, and therefore you have like shoes with nothing on them. And so I already talked too much. So I came to the conclusion that over the time that CrossFit shoes are pretty useful for the case of or when you want to practice Chinese martial arts outside or martial arts outside. CrossFit shoes fulfill most of the requirements, and they are hard to kill. Especially when you have experienced the Metcon. The Nike Metcon, I think, is still top of the notch when it comes to martial arts shoes for outside, because it has a great grip, great wideness, great flexibility, and still it's pretty light. So the problem with the Metcon is that they got more and more efficient towards indoor CrossFit. That means like, so the whole grip sole changed. Then you have like a big plastic part under your midsole in your heel area. It doesn't change much of the flexibility, but when you have a big plastic part in the back, so that means like under your grip there is directly no midsole, there is the plastic part. So when you practice that over, that means like after, let's say, 5 to 6 months, so you hear yourself clapping. So when you walk, it sounds like you are walking on a high heel. And that's pretty annoying. So there's another point to it. With the increasing of lightness, of course the upper material becomes like more unstable. So, and there are many other shoes. So for example, I tried the Under Armour Rain, also a good shoe, but from my perspective and maybe for my foot, not ideal, because over your toes, the material goes very flat, and therefore your toe, if you have like a bigger toe or maybe stronger nails, you will rub open the upper material in the front. So then, for example, what I also had very good experience with, and what many CrossFitters would not agree to, is the Puma Fuse series. The Puma Fuse has this kind of flexibility and so on, but the problem with Puma Fuses, they do not have a cushion, which is not needed from my perspective, but they have like a cushion insole, and that makes the shoe pretty tight if you have a high arch. So why am I here with an unboxing video? I found online a link to a Spanish company called Vielites, or maybe Vielitas. I'm not sure how you speak that out, and they came up with a shoe design, and that shoe was now shipped to me. I ordered it already in October, October, November, and I was very surprised that they had like this little disclaimer on their website, it's just a pre-order. So, and since then, I was a little bit skeptical, and I was like, I had the fear that somebody is going to cheat me on that stuff. Therefore, yeah, I was not very satisfied with the customer service they had, because normally, you know, if you have like something like a pre-sale and you want to build up trust, so you send out newsletters and so on regarding to the product which you ordered. So, but the shoe arrived and I did not open it till now. So let's open it. First of all, nice package, but you can directly see with an eyes of an importer that they are not familiar with mass production of shoes. So the cartonnage has a good feeling in their hand, but if you go closer to that stuff, you see some printing issues. And yeah, so and then of course, as you don't have paper here, you have like a plastic sticker. The plastic sticker is, I would say, it's badged with a hand on it. It's not a machine behind. So I don't think they ordered much of those shoes, or they did not produce much of those. Anyway, so the name of the shoes, Vielitas Hybrid 1.0. So also here, nice packaging. It's Comfort Made Performance Hybrid. So also this one, I think the packaging, who needs it? I mean, everybody throws this stuff away. Then of course getting the paper away, and here we have it. So this is the Hybrid 1.0. So first of all, why did I order that? Why didn't I just continue with the Metcons? So first of all, as I said, so the Metcons have like a plastic part in the heel, and if you run through that, you have a bad sound. And that design, at least from the sole side, reminded me very much on the Metcon, the first Metcon series, or let's say the Metcon 5, because the Metcon 5, I mean, if you are CrossFitter, you will agree with me that this one looks very much like a Metcon. The only difference is they have more a narrow shape, but this is just design. I don't think there is more behind. Good thing, I think there's a 0 drop in it. Let me get off the insole. So just a few moments later. So good. So also great. The insole is not too thick. Of course, if you like to have like an adjusted insole, this is like this is like nothing. But if you like to have like a more arch-fitting insole, yeah, this will not do it for you. But you have like a little bit cushion here. To be honest, this is, I think, EVA material, and therefore you will flatten that out within a month. But it's okay. So then let's go into the material. So first of all, the upper mesh. What I like is, I don't know if you can see that, they have like a more gluey or matte texture around these areas where your toenail could cut, or you would hit other tools like a bar or so. So therefore you have actually pretty good and pretty solid, to be honest. This is pretty solid. I normally just, so I just know that from Salomon shoes, but Salomon is not Paul Marshall. So then, of course, the laces, I think, let's go to the essential parts. So first of all, you have like a flattened heel cap, so that your heel sits very well in that shoe. Important, the difference to a running shoe. So a running shoe would have like a more soft heel. This is not needed if you do anything else than running, for example, like fitness activities and so on, because as thicker the heel is, as higher the pressure is when you move. So, and therefore you would easily open up your heel area, cause you are not running straight with that. You have like extreme turns and so on, and therefore this is a better solution. Then you have a very robust, at least robust looking mesh material in the upper. Of course, it's white and it will get very fast, very dirty, but it looks pretty solid. So another essential part, the mid area. So also here you see the stabilization and the stabilization to the outside. Very important. This is not a stabilizer like in running shoes. For example, it's not like a harder material within the midsole that helps you do not collapse towards the inner or outside. So this is just a stabilization for medial or lateral movements. That means like it just keeps you more in the middle, that you do not shift out of the shoe. Maybe if you once practiced martial arts with a running shoe, you know what I mean. So that means like you step out of the midsole and therefore hurting your ankle. So then for me, very important. So they advertise that shoe also as a running shoe for short units outside. So, and this is the grip. I will test that shoe the next month, and I will give you a constant feedback on my experience. And I'm a little bit skeptical, I have to say that, but I also play fair. That means this is not a test for a CrossFit shoe. I take a CrossFit shoe for a totally different purpose. Okay, so thank you, V-Elites, for not cheating on me.